Hello, I'm Professor GM. Recently a student asked me about positions, about left-hand positions. Is it better to be in first position? Is it better to be in third position? Is it advisable to play in higher positions when possible? Or is it better to stay in the lower positions as much as possible? This is a very interesting question, I think, and one that one could really talk about at length or discuss in length. I would like to just give you a few thoughts. First of all, you're generally going to get a clearer sound and a more brilliant sound if you stay in the low positions. Let's say if I want to play an A major 1-octave scale, I can play it all on the A string. But notice that when I get up to third position on A string, the tone becomes a little bit fuzzy. If I play that same scale, all in first position, you'll notice that the tone stays really clear and focused when I go to the E string, but it maybe lacks a certain warmth and beauty. So it really depends upon the music that you want to play. In general, if you want to play a fast passage, something like that, it's better to stay in the low positions as much as possible so you can play on the E string as much as possible, because it'll make it brilliant and it'll make it clear. If I play the same passage going up, you'll have noticed that that was a little more fuzzy and a little more unclear. However, if you're trying to make a nice, beautiful, long musical phrase and you want to sustain a certain line, then it's oftentimes advisable to play on the same string. For instance, if you know the Bruch First Violin Concerto second movement, it's generally played all on the D string. People never play. People generally go up to fifth position on the D string instead of going to the A string, just because it gives it that certain warmth and that certain color that you get in the high positions. If you're just more or less starting out on the violin, or if you haven't played in a while, I would recommend to stay in the lower positions until you feel comfortable with them, and don't try to play too high. That can come later as you practice more and as you start feeling more and more comfortable.